Okay. Good morning, world. How you doing? This is Billy B. I'm here right now with Pop's Barbecue with Mike. We're on 76 of Good Hope. And we're going to talk to him about how he went from being a worker to being a boss. So, Mike, thank you for having us. We're in your environment right now.
Thank you.
So, how long have you been doing barbecue?
I've been in the barbecue in about roughly 25 years. As we speak this year, yeah.
Okay. So, what made you get into barbecue?
Well, barbecue was see how it works with this. I was born in Tennessee, and so that's a state known for barbecue in Tennessee. And so actually as a little boy, I was always around older people doing this thing, barbecuing.
Okay.
And so finally, once I landed in Milwaukee back in the 80s, I worked and I wanted to become a barbecue pit master. And so therefore I started barbecuing at an early age in Milwaukee, probably back in the late 90s.
Okay.
Late 90s when I started this thing, but never knew that I would be so successful in life as growing up. And so I kept focused on what I was focusing on, and that was barbecuing.
Okay.
And so I've been barbecuing, just like I said, for 25 years, and so which is all good. It's not easy as being barbecue. Right. Anyone can barbecue.
Right.
But you got to be able to follow your mindset. Yes, you're going to have doubts, you're going to have critical people's talking that you can't do it. You must keep your mind focused on one thing and keep the Lord first at all times. And you will always be successful in life. And here we is now with our second trailer. Started off 2011 with one. We bought this one 6 years ago.
Okay, what? Okay, now before you got your truck, what were you doing before? Where were you working at? Were you working? Like, talk about that. Now, even in that, while you was at your job, working your job, I don't know how many years, but your job that you had before then, were you ever thinking about while you on your lunch break, like, I want to start this. I want to start my own barbecue. I want to have my own thing. So let's talk about that. Like, how did you get here? Like, so what were you doing before you started your business?
Okay, good question. What I was doing before I started barbecuing, I'm a full-time employee at Phoenix Corporation as a certified well on my job, and I love my job. I never quitted my job. But here's the smartest thing if you want to be a barbecue guy. You must be able to keep your job, and you got to have a goal in life what you want to do. So what I did at my job, I had a trailer printed out. And I took that picture of that trailer and posted it on the wall. And every day I go to work, I would look at that wall and I wanted that trailer. So in order for me to get that pit, I knew I had to keep my job. And I kept my job because I didn't have a trailer. Only thing I was barbecuing on, I think back then they called them 50-gallon oil drum. I started off on a 50-gallon oil drum. Then I moved from that oil drum to some you won't even believe that bought me this here. I moved to one of the bigger oil drums, I guess a 500-gallon oil drum, and I had it customized the way I wanted. And I used that oil drum for around about 8 years. I was running down to the city, trying to get some information, and the city was real cool. They gave me information. I grew a relationship with the health department because back then, the game is different. The OG guys wouldn't tell a young guy like me anything to help me out. So, but I kept focusing on my mind. It's just like buying new Billy shirts. You got to be focused on what you're doing. And once you focus on your idea, that you can do it. Yeah, I started off over on a small pit. I went to a 50-gallon oil drum, which I was doing well with the 50-gallon oil drum. But you in with the city. Don't forget the city. So I ran it on a fundraiser. And so the fundraiser played out. They said, hey, Mike, we no longer give you no more license because you're doing a fundraiser. And so that's the key part. You got to go back to work and look at the wall. And so what they say, I asked the question, what do I have to do? They say, you must buy yourself a trailer. 2011, I purchased a brand new trailer.